Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. Hello, my friends. It's possible that we are going to have a thunderstorm in a short time. Maybe it's passing beside. I hope the wind is not making too much noise because usually I'm putting the microphone in such a way that the wind comes from the backside, but now it's changing all the time. Let's see what is waiting for us. Whatever we are doing, it's good to be conscious. Not because it is so very important what we are doing, but that helps us to connect. Consciously feel the body, consciously do what you are doing. With that, we keep that intensity alive. Most of the time, the tendency is to do something and to dream away the whole time, to think about something or other, going round and round in the head, diverting the attention in different directions. And then we are not really consciously in touch. So whatever we are doing, the simplest things, we can do them consciously. Whether there is some job in the kitchen, if we do that consciously and then learn to relax, immediately you feel that connection with life, that intensity. Whether we are walking to a place with many people, if we consciously walk, feel the body, bring the attention here instead of thinking away, thinking about something. Simply be in that space at that time. It's not boring. One may think, oh, it's boring to be conscious of all these meaningless little things. But if we start to do that, we become aware how a fullness is more and more experienced. If we keep in touch directly, immediately, with that which makes the experience possible. And then, if the mind is too eager, if it's not possible to just be in the present and consciously let the actions happen one after the other, if the mind is too eager, we can also take the help of some other means to keep the attention connected. We can do self-inquiry. We can consciously breathe. We can do a mantra or just feel the presence of God. But in all that, it's very helpful to just be here now. I remember when I, as a young lad, had my first yoga lessons. the yoga teacher said, be here. Too bad that I didn't listen better what he was talking about. Because if I had started to really put that into practice, at that time, consistently, regularly, I could have spared me a lot of struggles. It's basically simple. We just somehow have to convince ourselves, convince the mind that it's worth the trouble to do so, that it is not boring, that actually all those things that we are thinking about, they are boring. Still the same stories over and over, the same stories turning round and round, similar scenarios. It just goes on and on and on. Somehow or other, we have to convince the mind. And we're convincing that by whenever we remember, we simply do it. Be here, be now. Take the help of whatever is going on this level, because the attention is anyhow a bit locked on that level. And then simply experience consciously what you are doing, focus on what you have to do, feel the movements of the body, feel the breath going in and out, and simply relax.
Oui.
It is not difficult, we just have to be motivated. And we get
Convinced.
motivated by doing so. There is some interference, Vivo something. Please turn your microphone off. There comes some interference. Okay, thanks. We start to get interested, we start to get convinced that it's worth the trouble by practicing it, because then automatically we start to experience that our moment to moment experience is so full, so much more full of intensity. And the more we do that, the more as deep joyousness that is there in ourselves, that is always there, that is never absent, has a chance to come to the surface. And then we can be joyous doing the simplest things. The day-to-day banal things, the things one doesn't really like usually, sweeping the floor, washing the dishes. But also when you go out and you explore, that you are present.
Bonjour.
Again, it's there that turn off your microphone. Hey, Vivo, something. Turn off your microphone, please. Turn it off and it comes in again. Something is not okay. It doesn't stay off. Thank you. Hope it works now. No, it's on again. Please turn it off. Something is wrong there. There is only one point where we are touching reality. There is only one point in time and space, and that is here, now. It's timeless now. Here, we are touching reality. All else is in the mind. All else is memory. Even a moment before, it's just memory. It hasn't any other reality except the reality that we give by being emotionally attached to it. But it's just in the mind. The moment to come, we may anticipate, we may imagine. It's all in the mind. Here, now, you are touching that current of life. Here, now, you are touching that which makes the experience possible. We can, no matter what we are doing. That doesn't mean now everybody has to sit and meditate the whole day long and try to connect with that. Sit sometime every day. That is helpful. But remember, remind yourself, whatever you're doing, do it consciously. Sometimes just reminder, move consciously. Be aware what the body is doing. Be aware what you are seeing, hearing. Don't get fixed there, but simply use it as a means to bring the attention to the present and relax. And so the attention goes deeper and more the joyousness of existence simply has a chance to the bubble up to the surface, and life becomes joyous no matter what we are doing. Even if we are doing the boring day-to-day routines, it can become fully joyous because we are aware that source of joyousness is not somewhere out there, it's in our own self. And if we learn to access it, then we can dive into that no matter what we are doing, no matter where we are, no matter the circumstances alone or with people, active or inactive, it's always available. It's something I'm talking about again and again, but that's the one thing that is worth. Everything is everything else is secondary. It's momentary. It comes, it goes. Somehow or other, we have to play our role. Somehow or other, we have to spend our time. Okay, we play our role, but it's secondary. What counts is to be connected. And the more you are connected, the more you can actually, that inner beauty, connect with whatever you are doing and let that inner creativity and joyousness flow out on this level. It's basically simple. It just has to be practiced. We just have to remind ourselves. And come back to that again and again until it becomes natural. It should be natural. We learn to function differently. And so until it's natural again, we have to remind ourselves. Just connect here now, timelessly now. All the tools are helpful. With self-inquiry, with simply consciously breathing, with devotion. One can construct their own tools. Whatever helps to remind ourselves, whatever helps to bring the attention back to the source, to connect, that is help, that is good. That is the right thing to do. Minds are different, so different tools are functioning. The point is that we are not spending our time dreaming away all the time. Thinking of things that are not necessary to be thought about. Doing things on this level and at the same time dreaming away about yesterday, about tomorrow, about somewhere else. Being half asleep, there is no intensity if we live like this. And where there is no intensity, there is very little joyousness in just being alive. The more we learn to be here, be now, the more we have access to that ocean of joyousness that is always there. And the more we live in touch with that, the stronger it will manifest, the stronger it will be experienced. It's there all the time in its infinity. But the more we practice that, the stronger becomes that experience. The fuller the life will be. We cannot, with an effort, go beyond pure consciousness or pure love or pure energy. But we can make ourselves available, that the experience is pulled beyond. And we make ourselves available by doing what I have been talking about. Somehow or other, connect, and relax. And even in the process, the day-to-day life, the day-to-day experience becomes more and more joyous, more and more expansive, more and more detached and playful, instead of looking at it as a heavy burden, like most of the people do. Going through their life, and life is heavy. It need not be like this. We all have the means to change that. And the means is not more money and other circumstances, but the means is to be consciously in the present. Be aware of your actions. Be aware of your physical movements. Be aware what you are doing. Focus on that and relax. And be open. And everything, all the blessings will come all by themselves. Okay, I'm stopping now with that. I'm asking you, my friends, is there anyone who would like to come in and say something? You are welcome to do so. Just can anyone tell me, is there a lot of noise in the microphone? Anneli, you're coming in anyhow.
Hello, Werner. I don't hear any noise.
Okay, then we can stay in the same position.
Yeah. Okay. I want to share, Werner, and maybe you tell me something what you see. Thoughts in my mind, and like it's a crazy wave of them. one my relative, very close relative, he's old. He's old and he's ill, and I take care of him.
Mhm.
And I often catch myself that when I come back home after seeing him, then he always lives in my head. So I always think of him. What should I do else for him, and how he is now doing? Um, so many thoughts, and I understand that I do everything I can for him, and I try to organize other people who can take care of him, and it is possible, and we have this woman who can come, but this is my craziness.
Yeah, yeah.
When I sit and meditate, I try to watch my breath, and then these thoughts come. It seems to me
Oops, the mind goes off.
more strong than when I do other things. So like they, how to say, so they come like a flow into my head. Yes, I try to go on watching my breath, and then I go out and run. And even when I run, I also find myself put my attention on what I see, just call the objects. There are flowers, trees, and sky. So it is a process every day, and very strong. Yeah.
But the thoughts want always to go back to what should you do better, and all your involvement with that person.
Yes, involve even not only about some things that I'm afraid, or not so much afraid maybe, but even when I think that, oh, this is a good thing, I should buy this for him, will be more comfortable for him, and I should go and book this thing. So like
Yeah,
I want, I know, yes. Yeah,
yeah.
so strong.
Well, the reason why this comes so strong is because you are emotionally very much investing yourself. And
Yeah.
then when we are emotionally getting a bit attached with a person or with the whole scenario of doing that service, of looking for him, then the tendency is that after that the thoughts want to turn around that all the time. The tendency is also then taking our own position a bit too serious. Okay,
Yes.
it's very great that that you can help that person, but then it is not so important whether you do it totally perfect and whatever little bit you could do more or so. Then this is also the old pattern of the taking me, myself too important.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, that that you want to do it in such a way that it is perfect, and that the other person cannot have any doubt how good it is, and you cannot have any doubt. So you can relax a bit about that. By all means, help him do what you can, but at the same time, you can also somehow relax. And when you see these thoughts are coming, and maybe tension sometimes are coming, look what they are doing, what is happening right now with all this thinking in your experience here now and relax. And when the thought come, yes, but this is good and that is needful, and so then you can tell yourself, okay, don't take it so serious.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Werner. Yes, I try. I feel this importance that I give so much importance is, yeah.
Yes. On top of that, there is another aspect that that person is most probably very happy that you're coming there and doing that. Well, sometimes old people are not so grateful, but still. Uh, and then he may be thinking of you because you have been there in his experience, and then he may be thinking of you, and he also sends you that energy with his thoughts. So that much the more you are tempted to think about him and about what is necessary. There is also that aspect. So you just watch whenever you see unnecessarily now there, I'm dwelling again on it and I'm going around there. You don't fight with the thoughts, simply see what is happening at the same time in your experience, here now, and relax and detach from it. And then it's fading away by itself. And if you catch yourself and going around, and maybe I should go, also this, and after all, that also would be good. There you tell yourself, hey, come on, don't take it so serious.
Okay, okay, Werner. Thank you very much. I try. Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome. Good luck with it.
Thank you. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Is there anybody else who would like to come in? I think for now the worst is averted. It looked for a moment like it really is going to come heavily, but now it's blown a bit beside. So for the time being, we are safe. What I just said to Nelly, that is happening to us all the time. We pick up one beauty, and then there is the tendency that we take it much too serious. But why are we taking it so serious? Because then there comes that old mechanism in me, this personality has to somehow be perfect. We want to have a perfect self-image, but it's not the self, but it's the person image. And we want that other persons also have a perfect image of ourselves. It's so easy to land into that. Because when we take up, like what Nelly is doing, she takes up a duty looking after somebody. Of course, it's a good thing to do. So there is then immediately in the mind, but it's a good thing. So it's important without understanding that, yes, it's a good thing to do, but we can do it playfully. We can do it, let it flow. And we don't need to take ourselves, our role, and all the details of what we are doing or not doing so serious. Sometimes people think if they don't take it serious, if they go about it playfully, they are not capable of doing their job properly. But actually, it is not so. we think we have to be very, very careful to do our thing perfect, but it's out of fear that our self-image is not perfect, that the image of our personality is for other persons not perfect. If we go about it playfully, but on the other hand, do it in the way I have been talking about in the beginning, just do things consciously, whatever we are busy with, then actually we are doing things all right. And on the material level, one can always, no matter what one does, one can always think, oh, I could have done a little better. And also with ourselves, with our stories. We're taking ourselves so serious. I've been in communication with somebody, and then there are some difficulties in the life. And there is always the question, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Torturing herself continuously. And then some indications are in a certain direction. A decision is being taken, but as soon as the decision is taken, there are all these doubts, oh, maybe it's not the right thing. And as soon as the action is there, I knew it was the wrong thing. Like that, one can create a total hell, taking that so serious, being afraid of not doing the right thing. And if one doesn't feel so totally, perfectly all right, then immediately jumping to the conclusion, it's because I did it wrong, because I made a mistake. Like that, being afraid of doing things because we take ourselves too serious can create a total hell. This is also something that comes up again and again, how to make a decision, how to make the right decision. Well, nothing wrong with then when the time comes that we are thinking about the situation, evaluate it from this angle, from that angle, and then do that which makes the most amount of sense. If there is a deep feeling coming, a deep sentiment that is a real, gives a real direction, we can follow that, even if we don't necessarily understand all the details why. But actually, most of the time, we are taking it much too serious. Most of the time, it's not so important whether we decide this way or that way. And even if we take decisions that after that we think they were not so lucky, we could have done it wiser. So what? Then we are wiser for the experience. We assess the situations anew and go ahead from then. So then story is not as real as it appears. It's a magic show. We are playing our role in it. We have projected into it in order to learn, to grow, to expand, to gain experience. But then somehow we have forgotten that we are just playing a role in this magic show, identify with it and take it too serious. And whenever we become aware of it, like Nelly has described, she's very much aware what is happening. Then don't be angry with yourself. simply see, okay, it's there. There is some work to do. So I keep that alertness. When I see I'm going unnecessarily in direction, getting hooked of thinking round and round of things that are not necessary to think about, then I can consciously redirect the attention. Redirect the attention to whatever we are doing. Redirect the attention to simple breathing and relax. And sometimes it's good to give oneself a little push by telling, hey, come on, don't take this damn story so serious. We are playing our role like an actor on stage, and we are playing our role good if it's possible, without getting obsessed with it, without getting so attached to it. And then we can do things with people, do things by ourselves, without always being so totally attached to all the details of it. It's not that we become less efficient in contrast. The more the attention is really rooted in that base where all the beauty and creativity comes from, the more easily it can express itself in our actions. In simple actions, in complicated actions, in banal actions, in routine actions, in artistic actions, the more you are really rooted in that ground, the more that inner beauty and creativity can express itself. And it is not the more we are taking it serious, the better it goes. No, so taking it so serious, thinking it so important is actually putting blocks. If we can become more natural, more childlike about it, having the intellect of an adult, but still recovering again that innocence, the childlike state, then we can go about things playfully, joyously, without taking them so serious. Then we can also take decisions. There is like an inner guidance that pulls us in a direction, then by all means, let's go for it. And sometimes that inner direction may also lead us into not so easy situations, into difficulties, because deep down something knows it's good to go through that as a challenge, as a learning process. And if that inner direction is not consciously perceived, then just do that which makes the most amount of sense without being afraid doing the wrong thing. The more we live like this, the more life becomes playful and joyous. All right, I'm asking you again, my friends. Is anyone who would like to come? Hello, Andreas.
Hello. Maybe we can stay with the same subject. It's again about my uncle, and
Yes.
the responsibility for him is like, I feel it very much like a burden
Yes.
that, and it's very difficult to take it easy because I mean, he's now in another hospital. I visited him on the weekend, and again, and I found a place for him in an elderly care home. He can go there next Wednesday, but probably he's not going to like it. and I always have to make the decisions for him because his dementia is so worse, so bad that he's like a little child. He cannot really oversee the consequences of decisions that he would make. So it's basically all the responsibility is on me, and this feels like a heavy burden, especially because a lot of times, yeah, he trusts me a little bit, but then he might get angry or criticize me or want to go home and but yeah, he's like a child. Yeah, when he yeah, he might not be happy in the elderly care home, but when he's at home, he's not happy to neither. So
Yeah.
but he forgot that when he's in there.
Yes.
So how to deal with the burden of the responsibility?
That you can accept, okay, no matter what you are going to do with him, most probably is not going to be happy about it. Don't expect that he says, oh, thank you very much, and shows a lot of gratitude. Because if he is in such a state of mind, then yes, when he is at home, he's not happy. When he is in the hospital, he's also not happy. And usually they think when they were, if they would be in the other place, they would be happier. So let him take as many decisions as he can, as it is practically possible. But then don't be afraid if it's necessary to make a decision, knowing that you need not have get the gratitude of it. That sometimes he may also scold you and shout at you and say, yeah, why are you doing this to me? If you do that, basically, with an innocent heart, that you're just trying to do what is best for him, then you won't feel that as a heavy responsibility. It becomes heavy when you think, oh, what is the right thing? Is it right to do this? Is it right to do that? And then the more we are flicker between that, the more it seems to be a heavy burden to make a decision in a difficult situation. But if from your heart, basically you wish him well and do that which you feel at that moment is the best to do, then it seems not to be so heavy to make a decision, because then there doesn't come always the fear with it. Maybe it's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, it's just everything can very easily get very messy. Like when for example, when it doesn't work out with the elderly care home, I'm left with him alone, and
Yeah.
I really have no means taking care of him because I live a half an hour away from him. So, but
Yeah.
he cannot be on his own. So it's a lot of things can go wrong, but I think my main fear is that he's going to be in the elderly care home, and when I visit him, he's going to cry that he's so unhappy there and that he want to go home.
Yeah.
And then I might be tempted to bring him home again and take a Polish person to take care of him. But this might not work out neither, because already one person he wanted to call the police so that the police take her out of the house because he didn't like her. These are things that might happen. And so yeah, and it was with one person it was working out okay, but he's lying on his couch all the time and not doing anything. So it's probably better in the elderly care home. But when he's crying that he doesn't want to be there, that's very hard to say, like, you stay here. Yeah. I make the decision. You're not able to really foresee the consequences anymore.
But when he's at home, he's also complaining that he wants to go somewhere else, or
No, but when I ask him, how are you doing? He says, oh, I'm miserable. You don't need to ask me. You know that I'm miserable all the time.
Yeah.
And he's lying on his couch and watching TV, which he doesn't understand very much anymore.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was hoping that he would work in his garden, which he likes very much, but he's not. He's too weak this summer. Last summer it worked, but this summer
Not more possible.
he can do it for half an hour and then he's exhausted. And so
But then there are people you could ask to stay with him.
no,
No, but at
there's
least
no one.
there's no one.
No,
No.
there's only he has no friends anymore, and I don't know very many people here. It's like when I'm away at holiday, yeah, I'm basically the only person. Everything is on my shoulders.
Yes,
It's like,
but I mean, like a professional person who's staying or at least coming, not staying necessarily, but coming and going.
the Polish people can come, but they need always like a week advance for the
Yeah.
planning to come to
Yeah.
Poland. And I mean, to organize local people from like the Caritas, it's very expensive. It wouldn't work out very well.
Yeah.
I'm doubtful that they have persons that could come. And even once we had a person and she was charging 52 euros an hour.
Yeah. And then he was most of the time alone again there and not happy about it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Because the Polish people women don't speak very good German, so they can't talk very long with him.
Yeah.
I mean, I have difficulties getting a conversation with him going, because most of the time it's a little bit nonsense what he's talking. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, just do that which you feel is the right thing to do. And if he somehow managed to change your mind again with his crying, then you can give him a chance. And after that, if it's not working out, you can say, okay, you see, it's not working out. Then we may have to have another solution again. Obviously,
but
it's not a simple situation.
no, he will immediately forget that it didn't work out. Now he doesn't remember how it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He forgets everything.
Right.
It's just like, it just feels like a burden. and there's no good solution. I mean, I think the elderly care home might be the best solution, and I might need a kind of like hardness to say, you stay here, it's the best. And it's like, yeah.
Well, when he complains about it, then you still, even if he doesn't remember, you still can try to tell him, "No, but look, here are all these people who take care of you, and at home it was so difficult because nobody was there most of the time, and maybe you can make him stay, and after sometimes he will not more have so much resistance."
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah, but the heaviness is that you feel you have to decide for him, and if he's not happy, then it's your fault that he is not happy.
Yes, that's the burden. And it's very complicated. I'm very lucky that I got a place for him, and it's a good elderly care home.
Yeah.
And like other people here from this area told me, oh, this is really like a jackpot that you got this place, you know.
Yeah.
And within a week I got it. And because a lot of people died there the last 2 weeks, that's why they have so much free spaces. And other times you just have to wait till someone dies in the elderly care home, so you get a free space. And then I have to have the Polish care person send her home, and when you send them home, you have and cancel the contract, you have to pay for 2 weeks extra. Without and all this is like very, very complicated. So it's like basically I should say
Obviously,
You
it's not a simple situation.
know, it's
At the same time, try not to be in resistance, that it is as it is, and that
yeah.
you may have to encounter some tough moments with your uncle, that you are taking decisions where he's not so happy about it, without after that feeling guilty about it. If you from your heart feel that you are doing the right thing, that is also the best for him, then even if he complains, then it won't weight on you so heavy.
it it's just like hard to stand there and say when he's crying and think, okay, sorry for you, but you have to stay here.
Then that, you can try to explain to him why, at least for the time being, stay a little longer, and then we'll see. Huh?
Yeah.
You can console him for and say it's for the time being, and the next time you do it again. And
Yeah.
and if eventually you find out it's absolutely not possible, you still can look for another solution. But yes, it's not a job that is waiting for you where you will get a lot of praise. No.
No.
So you have to somehow accept it. Since you accept it, basically that you do it, then you have to accept it's part of the game, that you simply have to be strong and go your way without having the comfort of others saying, it's so fantastic what you are doing.
I'm not expecting that. It's just like I just want to have a solution for the problems and,
Yeah.
and know that he's that it that he is not suffering unnecessarily.
Yes. Right. So you do what you can. And once a decision is made, you accept that the decision is made, even if he's for the time being not so happy about it, and support him in that situation as good as you can. Cheer him up if you can.
Yeah, that's sometimes hard.
That's sometimes hard with people like that, yes.
Yeah.
Even there, you're doing that which you think is right, and then don't let it press on your shoulder so much. Don't take yourself too serious in the whole situation. Okay, it's my role in this situation that I do what I can to make it a bit smoother for him. But that's all you can do. Contribute what you have to contribute, but then don't keep it in the mind. And if it turns in the mind, if it stays there, if there are negative feelings hanging on to it, then watch those instead of trying to find the solution. I guess there is no the solution in that situation. No.
Yes.
Not that you torture yourself. Maybe this is not perfect. Maybe that is not perfect. Maybe I'm not doing the right thing.
No, I don't do that. I'm just afraid that it doesn't work out and that he's suffering too much. That is the the responsibility is basically the burden that I have to say we do it this way, and because he doesn't understand anything. He believes that he can call the elderly care home and they take him. And this is
right.
Completely that he can decide, oh, today I want to go, and he doesn't understand it. He might wait for a month if it's not working out.
Right. Yes, but the possibility of it not working out is no matter what you are deciding all the time. So that is a burden that when you see it, you need not carry along. Take it off your shoulders and put it on the ground. And if it's not going to work out, then you deal with the situation. But being afraid of, oh, maybe it's not going to work out is carrying a burden now of something that doesn't exist except as a possibility in the mind. We are
Okay.
doing that easily, creating weights like this of being afraid of something that could happen like this or could happen like that or could not happen and we want it to happen. And that is here now irrelevant because it's not there, it's in the future. And here now you can set the stage that it is a possibility and then it happens anyhow the way it happens. So when that fear comes, look at that fear, see what it is doing, see how it's a burden, and learn to relax. Tell yourself, okay, no matter what I'm doing, things can work out or things can go wrong. So I'm dealing with the situation as they come. If they don't work out, then we see, assess the situation from there.
Yes.
You can't plan it. You can have a plan, but then you can not think it's fixed and it has to work always exactly like this or like that. You can put things in motion that there is a good possibility and then you let it go. You leave it. Leave it to God and the universe.
Yeah, right now the prospects are good, and it's, yeah, hopefully the chaos won't break out.
Yes. And even if the chaos breaks out, it's not because of your responsibility. Then the circumstances come together in such a way that it's chaotic and there you can deal with it. That sense of responsibility, trying to avoid the chaos, then that is a burden that you need not carry. You can do it properly and then hopefully there is no chaos. But uh, whether sometimes chaos happens or not doesn't lay in your hands.
Yes.
Yes. Don't take it too serious either. Set the stage and you said it looks good, so relax. And then let's wait and see what happens. Huh?
Yes.
Right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hario.
How are you?
Hario. Would anybody else like to come in? Say something? You're welcome. This whole story is not as real as it appears. It's good to remind oneself. It's a magic show. And even in situations like Andreas just has described, where naturally one wants to do the good thing, obviously there is not a perfect solution so many times. We can play our role. We can do what needs to be done. At the same time, remember, this is a momentary experience. It's very momentary, everything. Here, now, I can connect. I can connect with that which is timeless, spaceless. Prior to this story, during this story, also when the story is gone, it's still there. Unaffected, unattached, unconcerned, and yet eagerly observing, being aware of what's going on, getting richer for the experience, no matter whether it's a positive experience or a negative experience. The details of the story are not as important as we think they are. It's momentary. It's a momentary appearance. Prior to this time and space continuum, you are. Prior to anything that is happening here, you are already. And that is here now, also when things are happening, timeless, spaceless. Things turn out positive, things turn out negative. This remains unaffected. Getting richer for the experience, whether it's positive or negative. And our projection in the whole magic show is just a role that we are playing. And we can play it good, but be aware, we can become aware. But that which I am is not affected by any of this. Momentarily, the situation appears, disappears. Momentarily, the situation appears, it disappears. It goes on like this all the time, but you are. And in a situation that is just now activated, we play our role, do it properly, in the context of the story, then let go. It's not that I, as a person, have to learn to be perfect. And if I'm perfect, then finally I will realize what I really am. It's not that as a person, I have to become a better and better and better person and more perfect person, a more and more holy person, until finally I can realize I'm prior to the person. It's natural to do things properly if we are in touch with ourselves. It's natural not to do things that are unnecessarily hurting. If we learn to be in touch with that, if you learn to be connected with the base, that naturalness has a chance to manifest itself so much easier. Playfully, aware, this is not as real as it appears. It's a magic show. Momentarily, situations appear, they are there, they disappear, but I am prior to it, during it, after it. Come back home to that ground. And then we can do our job in the world. We can do whatever, even if we pick up a responsibility, we can do that also in a playful way without feeling, oh, it's a heavy, heavy burden. And even if for momentarily a heaviness is there, because in manifestation, sometimes it's light and sometimes it's heavy. Even if momentarily a heaviness is there, we can accept, okay, there is a heaviness in the situation. We watch it, observe what it is doing to our experience right now, and relax also in that heaviness. When it comes, it goes like everything else in manifestation. It is a magic show. We don't have to take that whole damn story so serious. Asking you, my friends, anyone who would like to come in is welcome to do so. Okay, my friends. It seems not to be the case. So let's just be here together in a meditative way, consciously, conscious. I recommend, if you are not out and walking somewhere, that you somehow sit in a comfortable position that the body doesn't disturb. And just open the heart to the fact that we are a number of people together, physically apart and yet in the same space, supporting each other. To simply connect consciously, to bring the attention back home, to the simple sense of being here now, consciously alive. Let the body breathe in its natural rhythm. Relax, at ease. Right now, some noise may just disturb the silence of it, the peace of it. So what? It comes, it goes. But the Zen is of presence, that awareness of being alive, of being conscious, is not affected. Thoughts will try to come in, filling up the silence, the emptiness of the silence. Let them come. Don't fight them, but don't get interested. Just let them come and let them go, not going after them. Redirecting the attention back home to that sense of being here now, conscious, alive. Let's breathe consciously. But not strained, not with tension. Just breathe and relax. Thoughts will come and pull us away into stories. Don't get interested. Let the thoughts come. Let the thoughts go. Redirect the attention to that immediate, direct awareness of being here now, consciously conscious, consciously alive. Relax. Just breathe consciously and relax. When emotionally charged thoughts are coming, then don't fight the emotions also. Let them come. Fear, guilt, whatever it is. Restlessness, strong desires. Let them come. See what they are doing right now to the experience and let them go. Don't get interested in the story, but simply redirect the attention to that simple, basic awareness of being here now, conscious, consciously conscious, consciously alive, and relax. Just breathe and relax. And then we can gently take full possession of the body. Be aware that when we up to the directive, this basic silence is still there. We just have to return to that and relax, and then it's never absent. And every now during the activities, maybe we just make a little stop, breathe, and relax, and we are right there. And more, it comes also in the midst of activities, in the midst of people. The silence, the sense, the being complete is never absent. And we can access it wherever we are, whatever we do. I wish you all well. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om.